Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. As you can tell, still in Germany right now. I am back Monday, so make sure you subscribe because I'll be doing all the sneak peeks and also giving you guys all the best tips on what could possibly be meta in the future. But as you can see by the title, there are quite a few balance changes that a lot of people did miss out on, which I've watched a few YouTube videos already. As I said, I'm in my hotel room, so I'm just having to do this pretty basic because obviously I haven't got a proper setup. But what I'll be quickly doing is quickly pausing throughout the whole Brawl Talk, like the parts where there's maybe information you might have missed, and then I'll just be playing some games and just describing to you guys what's really happening in Brawl Talk, what's to expect with this update, and just overall my opinions on what it's going to do for the future. But first one, you can see straight away, so Janet does have 5,400 HP max level right now, but in the Brawl Talk you can see 5,100. So as I said, I'll quickly keep switching it to the brawlers in the Brawl Talk. Okay, so next up we have Bonnie then. So as you guys probably know already, Bonnie in game right now has 7,800 HP, and here it's 7,200, so a 600 HP nerf. Of course, these figures aren't always 100% guaranteed, but we can see a couple already. So blink and you miss this one. So Carl right now in game has 6,600 HP. In the Brawl Talk, 6,000 HP, so a big HP nerf to Carl, which of course is going to affect him in the meta. Okay, so we've got two to quickly cover in the space of a few seconds. So in the first screenshot, we have Penny receiving 1 tick of damage from Byron. So by my math, I know that Penny has gone from 5,700 HP to 5,400 HP. So literally a 300 HP nerf to Penny, so not really a lot. Then shortly after it in the same kind of clip, you can see Poco, his damage is now 1,200 and previously it was 1,050, so we've got one more to cover here. Okay, and lastly for the things to cover in terms of balance changes, we have Buzz. So Buzz has got a small HP buff from 300 to 300, it's gone up 300 from 6,300 to 6,600. And then you can see his new gadgets. So Buzz and Griff have got new gadgets. So this one you can see in bushes for a certain amount of time. You can see clearly by the tiles and the grass right there that they're very visible. Of course, you can't see that without some type of gadget or star power normally. And then Griff's looks like it's just an extra like a row of coins throughout a shot. So some increased DPS. So let's hop into some games now. Okay, so now moving on to just generally talking about Brawl Talk and what I think about the update. So I would have just gone through the video, but in terms of me trying to record my voice and then like the Brawl Talk, like it's pretty hard to edit on an iPad, so I thought I'll just do it that way, just quickly pausing for the Brawl Talk. You guys have definitely watched it by now, like multiple content creators have covered it, so just thought I would give the information which I probably think you guys have missed out on. So yeah, just gonna continue to talk about as a Brawl Talk as I said, and then not really cutting between games. So maybe you guys like this type of content, just no cuts, me just talking about the game and what I think about it in the future. So Brawl Talk overall, so we have two new brawlers. So we have, I think, Sam and Gus. I think those are the names, correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, I've only watched it a few times. I've been too busy to completely focus on the update. But so the first brawler I've seen is quite interesting. So you get super straight away, which seems like super interesting. Imagine like at the beginning of like a Brawl Ball game, for example, like you can instantly super kick it. So maybe in Brawl Ball, that's probably a game mode more than others, which this mechanic might be a little bit strong on. So of course, bear that in mind. So pretty nice goal right there. But yeah, as I was saying, bear that in mind. And then his attack mechanics change every time you throw out your super. So I think it becomes like shorter, but you actually have more DPS. And then the other mechanic, when you have your super, I think has more damage. And yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head what it was like. I could be completely wrong here, but it's like there's two different mechanics with the way he is. He does look a little bit awkward, and I would say our first impressions that this brawler, I don't know, just seems a little bit underwhelming, a little bit confusing to use. Like, there's a bunch of different things about him. Don't really like his mechanics, but I mean, he's a new brawler. We definitely got to learn as playing. Maybe he's going to be completely broken once I do the sneak peek. So of course, subscribe for that because I'll be giving you guys all the latest information on whether a brawler is OP or broken or not. So yeah, trust me on that one. And then we have the other brawler, Gus. So it's going to be really interesting to have that type of mechanic in the game. We have a brawler that literally can put a shield on himself, but also his teammates, which can be pretty OP. Imagine doing that on a brawler like Spike or just any low HP brawler. Like, you're giving them, I don't know, I forgot how the amount of HP it was, but I think at least like 3000 HP, which is pretty insane. And at a distance as well, you can give your teammates that shield, which I would say is a mechanic that could be potentially broken. Like, maybe we don't want to use that word too much because we did think that Otis would be broken with that mechanic. Maybe in the future it might be, but yeah, this one with Gus is very interesting. Also, the ability to heal your allies by a ghost, and also probably yourself as well, which just reminds me of Creepy Harvest from Mortis, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I like that unique ability. We did need another healer within Brawl Stars. Like, we kind of have Pam as a healer, we have Poco, we have Byron, but yeah, I'd like more support characters. Support characters are actually pretty fun, especially if you play them correctly. Like, they could low-key be the type of carry brawlers, which many people may not really think of, so we should be able to get Mortis down here. But yeah, trying to think of other things, and I think that was basically it. Like, there's a couple of really cool skins. Like, we've got a really good Mortis skin, which you can have other variants of. We have the esports pins, which are pretty sick. Like, I kind of want to be a player now because, like, repping like the tribe pin, like the SK pin, like that is pretty cool. I've been wanting for something like that in the game for such a long time, so that is pretty epic. Trying to think off the top of my head, I did bullet point a few notes, but of course, pretty hard to cover literally everything. If you guys literally wanted a full breakdown, of course, people like Kairos are the type of YouTubers who want to go towards. Trying to think. So the other little bit as well about Brawl Talk was like the little roadmap. So that is, of course, really cool. Like, within this Brawl Talk, we don't really get like a ton of content, which, of course, I wouldn't really have thought otherwise, considering they're literally back from a vacation, which they have to take for a month, which in the past, historically, like, updates have been pretty small after that summer vacation. So at least they've been able to give us 2 new brawlers, which in itself, I did not expect. As I said, like, for that in itself is pretty sick. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for 2 new brawlers, which should be enough content to cover, like, whilst we're kind of waiting for these bigger updates. But yeah, we're going to get a lot of changes to gears, which of course is pretty cool. It would have been nice if gears would have been polished when they first came out, but it's pretty hard to get these key features right 100% of the time, right? There's been loads of issues in the past with Brawl Stars, but then they've then changed it to make it what it should have been, and I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Like, gears are definitely going to be changed for the better here. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Probably going to lose this one. There's no chance that we can get back here, but yeah, I'm excited for the future of gears and the potential for it to get completely changed to what it should have been. Like, Kairos has been a massive advocate of this. I definitely agree. Like, me myself, I couldn't even max out every single gear, which is just absurd. But yeah, we'll hop into one more game then and just give my overall thoughts of the Brawl Talk, the rating of it. Maybe like the meta as well. So overall thoughts of Brawl Talk, I would say, I don't know, like, in terms of pure content, probably just middle, but it's probably the best Brawl Talk this year, to be honest, because we get clear understanding of what we're going to get in the future Brawl Talk, which whenever future updates, which is pretty cool, like, especially considering like how scared I was of the future of Brawl Stars. Like, I was actually starting to worry, and a lot of people were as well. Like, I was thinking, well, is Brawl Stars actually gonna die? Like, I've never seen this low views, or I've never seen the low amount of players playing. It's just been really worrying times, but I think a lot of the players will come back after the next few updates. Like, the progression finally feels like Gears will have its place in Brawl Stars. I'm really excited to see what else to do. You've also got Brawler Masteries potentially, which will be pretty sick. We have some new PvE modes as well. So yeah, a lot of cool things. Next few updates to look forward to. So definitely stick around for Brawl Stars, because there's going to be a lot of hype, guys. Like, just imagine, well, if you guys play Clash Royale, you guys can, like, if you look back on a few years ago, like, the game was seriously dying, and they've definitely brought back the love for CR with Masteries and all these other cool things they've added. It's going to be the same for Brawl Stars. It's going to be so much hype for future updates. And yeah, so just look forward to the future. Be a little bit patient, because there's good things coming for sure. Like Kara said as well, make sure that you're not spending any tokens or anything on gears before the updates drop in sometime next week. Well, more than likely, because you're going to get a lot more value for your gears and your tokens as well if you wait, because we're definitely going to get some sort of discount, right, which we'll probably know more so about in the future. But yeah, definitely save those. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. We're just trying to win this game here and just overall just vibing. I mean, we've got the brawlers, we've got a few brawlers that we know straight away. These probably aren't like official numbers, but basically every brawler's getting a HP nerf, which I kind of agree with. I did say in my balance change video that these brawlers should get HP nerfs, so maybe they were listening to me. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with the changes that were in Brawl Talk. Like especially Bonnie HP nerf was 100% needed. Like Cole definitely needed some type of nerf. Like the fact that like he's such a high HP brawler that could snipe you across the map, that could also just turn into assassin. Like HP was definitely the problem with Carl. And let's see if we can actually snag a win here, because we were literally losing the entire game, and it looks like with a Carl gadget here we should be able to score. Okay, we completely missed that one. I don't know what Mortis is really thumbing us down about. I don't know how our Fang hasn't really scored that as well. But we've got our gadget right here. We can maybe make a play. Let's see. Okay, no. Yeah, we're completely failing on that. But yeah, we have a Buzz buff as well, which I don't know was... Oh, okay, that Shelly's ankles just went. But yeah, Buzz, just a small buff. Maybe make him a little bit meta. We have Carl nerf, which I still think could be pretty strong, but a lot easier to take him down. Maybe that will put him somewhat balanced in the meta, I think. Janet, Bonnie, of course, a little bit worse. And then Penny. So yeah, not really a lot to dive into, but at least we know we're getting some type of nerfs potentially to these brawlers. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'm not depressed, by the way. I'm just in a hotel. Like, the microphone sounds completely different. And I'm a little bit uncomfortable like recording in a hotel, of course. Like, I'm just not at home, so it's going to sound a bit different. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what sneak peeks you want me to cover. Like, whether you want me to do breakdowns of the brawlers, or do some different type of thing in terms of brawlers. What type of balance change videos you want me to do as well. Really interested to hear your guys' thoughts, but that's going to be it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.